Okay, to get the areas so I can use a spot welder to pull these dents, I'm going to take the little angle grinder with 24 grit on it, no 36 grit, and then I'm going to grind this open. When you're putting the studs on, you only want to make a quick pull on it, on the trigger. Make it fast because you don't want it to burn holes in the door. You just want a light connection because it's going to grab better than you think. And pulling the dents out. Also, when you're putting the studs on, be careful that you don't hold it too long because you don't want to catch the inside of the door skin on fire. Got to be careful. You can see how well the studs hold without having it being pulled real long. When you pull the dents out, don't try and over pull it. Because in other words, you got to tap it back in. You don't want to stretch the metal any more than it already is. To remove them, I bend them over, grab them with the vice grips. Mix in Bondo, about the size of a baseball, about that much hardener. Don't mix too much hardener in your Bondo because it goes off too fast. Make sure you get it mixed up to one color. You don't want streaks in it. I cleaned the Bondo spreader with the lacquer thinner rag so it's clean. That way when you go to use it the next time, it's ready to go. Makes it so much easier with a good lacquer thinner. Clean it best you can, watch your edges, make sure it's clean. Now I have 80 grit on a block. Keeping your block flat. Use an X pattern.
Wow.
After you've got your Bondo knocked down with 80 grit and make it as smooth as you can where it feels nice, you want to go over your edges with 360. You want all your areas to be good and sanded and dull because I'm going to put a glazing putty over this, a two-part putty, to fill in all the imperfections and to help smooth it out even nicer. That way it comes out better, and I'll block that with 150 and I'll show it. Now I'm going to go over it with a polyester finishing putty to take care of any imperfections or minor defects I've got going on. But make sure you block it down with 80 and you get it as smooth as you can get it before applying, because you don't need a lot of this on your area. You just want a thin coating to cover up pits and defects. It pays off in the long run. And you want to make sure all your edges are sanded with 360 so that when you're putting this on, you don't put it over any non-sanded areas. You do not want any of the Bondo on non-sanded areas. You want everything sanded really nice so it doesn't peel, crack, or fail on you. You're not trying to fill in deep areas, just the wavy metal. Those were little dents by the time I got done. The smoother you can spread it, the better it is. Because you have to sand it off, and when you're sanding it now, you're going to be using 150. You don't want a coarse grit sandpaper on this because you want the primer to go on easy. The less issues you have, the better off you are. Okay, now we're gonna go over it with 150. I knocked it down a little bit with 80 just to get the high spots off. I don't want to sand it down too much. We're gonna go with 150 grit sandpaper on the block. And now you run over your edges. That'll leave a nice smooth finish for when we're gonna prime it, and I'll show you that too. After you get it all sanded down with 150, make sure it's all real smooth. All your edges fade away like it smokes out. It's just nice and gentle. You don't want no sharp edges that you can see where it was spread. You want it to look like that. After I finish it all with 150, went over it with 360 to make sure there is no dull areas, and then a scuff pad to go over it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 good coats of urethane primer on it so it don't sink in, but it's only finished off in 150, no coarser.
A new challenger has arrived.
Then I'm going to put another coat on. The reason the paper is on all over in this areas is to keep the overspray from landing on areas that I do not want it, so I don't have to sand that off and fight with it. After you get it primed, you want to take 360 with a little pad and sand it down as smooth as you can. You'll see the scratches and the gouge marks from blocking, and you want to get them all out. After you've done with the 360 or 400, then take a scuff pad, run over it, and then you can scuff the edges and always run over where you sanded. I'm going to start basing it out, but first we put wax and grease remover on it to remove all the grime and grease and any wax that might be on it. Then I blew it off, and then it was tacked with a tack cloth to take any dust off of it. Now I've got the silver mixed up. I'm going to start putting on a few coats of silver. That's all body work's been done. And I'm spraying it about 30 times. It's a really good idea to run the tack cloth back over it to make sure any little dust that might have landed on it, you can get it off. The car is set about 20 minutes before I'm going to clear it to make sure it all dries out good before you clear it. Very wise. Now if you blocked it out right and you hold the block good and flat, the body work will come out really nice. Where all that damage was, now it's gone. I hope these videos help people. I want to teach people to do it right the first time so you can do good work. Subscribe and follow.